So, welcome to the hidden cost of being the strong one, and thank you for taking your time. So, I'll make sure I'm done by 8 o'clock so that you can go back to your families. And thank you so much for choosing yourself. So, who am I? So, I'm Mashudu Nsieni. So, I've got so many names. For those who know me, I've got so many names. So, it depends how long you have known me. So you can use any other name that you feel comfortable with. And this is one of the things in terms of my journey as a coach that I had to go through identity. So I think there'll be a book where I'll be writing about my journey of identity, and you'll understand. And I know so many people do resonate to that as well. So I'm Mashudu Nsieni, Jemina Ketiwe. So there are so many names. So I'm an accredited international Master Life Transformation Coach, NLP practitioner, also an NET practitioner, that is Negative Emotional Therapy practitioner. So if you've got anxiety, you are feeling doubtful, you are feeling depressed, I also help you. So we use NLP techniques and other techniques in terms of you to resolving your issue. I'm also an energy healer and facilitator and an assessor as well. So I own Enabler Solutions, and the page just shows me most of the things that I've done as well, that I'm currently doing. And one of my passion as well, every Saturday, if you are available, 10 past 12, I contribute to Radio Kwezi, and we talk about life coaching. We talk about different topics, and this month we are looking at limiting beliefs. So if you are available this Saturday, do join in and listen and be empowered, because each time when I'm there, I also leave tools that a person can take with in terms of what can they do in that week. And as I'm introducing myself, I want to know where you tuning in from. I know some are my clients, but some of the people who have signed up for this, I don't know. So just say hello, where are you coming from?
Oh, good evening. My name is TD. I'm connecting from Emelo in Mpumalanga.
Oh wow, thank you. Awesome. I know that someone scared to unmute. You can also type on the chat and tell us where you're dialing from. And it will be nice to know, where did you see the post? Yes, Bukosi?
Hi, my name is Bukosi Nkata. I'm connected from Standard 10 in Mpumalanga. I saw the poster from my sister Patience this morning, and I said, this I'm not gonna miss.
Thank you, Patience. Thank you, Coach Patience. I think she's here. I saw she signed up as well for the session. Oh, she is here. Yes. Okay, we've got Tebo Machava from Mamelodi. So, yes.
Hi, Coach Mashudu. I'm here. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
All is good.
Awesome, awesome. We've got Siwa as well from Joburg South. So far, it's Mamelodi and Pulukwa.
Evening.
Yes.
Okay.
Mampaka.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, I am Maphaka Manamela, connecting from Mulegamanamela in Polokwane.
Wow. Okay.
And then I saw this poster on your WhatsApp status.
Okay. Awesome. So I think I need to come to Limpopo and run a workshop or a retreat there. I see there's a lot of people from Limpopo. Anyway, it's my roots. I'm Venda, so my ancestors come from Venda. Yeah. Okay, we've got Tembi Maluka from Mpumalanga. So Mpumalanga is trending as well in Limpopo. Okay. Others, they're quiet, so if you don't want to unmute, you can just type on the comments. Conte from Midrand, and then Havo from Claudie. Yes. Claudie is having a retreat in July. I'll be there, come through. It will be, is it in Northwest somewhere? I'll post it on my WhatsApp for those, and then I'll also send it. So do come through. It will be an awesome retreat. And then we've got Laura. She's dialing from Saudi Arabia. Not asleep. Thank you so much for dialing in. But she's from Durban. Thank you, thank you. If there's anyone that I missed, just continue typing and just raise your hands. Let me carry on. So who's the strong one? So the question is, are you the fixer, or the one who holds the family together, or the one who says I'm fine even when I'm not? Now identified with all of that. So to you, just use the chats. Who do you identify with? Are you the fixer? Are you the one? Or you can say 1, 2, 3, or you can just type all of them. So you can say 3, 1, 2, 3, or you can say 1, or you can say 2, or you can say 3. Because today we need to stop being the strong one, because it doesn't serve us. all of them. Maggie, welcome from Lydenburg, Mpumalanga. Hey, I need to visit in Mpumalanga. Yes, I used to work in Mpumalanga back in 97. Wow. Status of one of my Patebo, welcome. So guys, I see all of them. I see 3. Continue typing. There's more questions. The next 2 slides, I would like you to participate, because I don't want it to be a lecturer. So I want for you to participate so that you can learn as well. 1 and 2, 3. Hi, Joiki's sister Nkateko. Okay, we've got 3. Majority is 3. So you're in the perfect place. That is why you're here. Let's come and unlearn. And the beauty of unlearning is that you tap to your greatness when you do that. Kateko is 1 and 3. We've got 1, 2, 3. Shelly, hi Shelly, welcome. Shelly, where are you coming from? You didn't type anywhere there. So do tell us where you're coming from. You might find a friend. I always say when we attend retreats, whoever you're with, or even when you attend class, those are your sisterhood. Some people feel lonely and they say they don't have anyone to support them. And whoever is there, you find that is what you're looking for. They understand you the way you are. Okay, from Pretoria, welcome. So the next one, thank you. Continue sharing for those who haven't. So the next one, it says, how many of you have been called the rock of your family and felt exhausted by it? I have. They call me Sister B at home. That is Sister Boss. In the past 2 years, I've been unlearning that, giving back their reign so that I'm just a normal child. So how many of you have been called the rock? Skoko. Oh yes. I have. Chifua says she has. CD, welcome. Okay, how about others? Who do they call you? Okay. So with my work, I like sharing my story, because how I coach based on the journey that I've been. So normally I'll attract people who have been through what I've been through, or some will also help me to remember other things that I wasn't aware of, because we've got what we call the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind stores everything. So if you're interested in that, I'll also include it on the email for those who have not seen that video of the mind mastery. So it goes into detail what is the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. So since you were conceived, so it stores everything. And with my techniques, when I use NLP, at times when you're open to the technique, you'll remember what was happening even in the womb. You can even remember you tumbling in the tummy, all those things. So it depends on you when you're ready. So with the subconscious mind, it protects you, and at times it blocks off other traumatic events until you are consciously ready to deal with them. And some of it you find that you'll be triggered by a coach or psychologist or therapist or someone who says something, and all of a sudden everything just flashes. So coming back to me, I'm the firstborn. That's why they call me Sister B as well. So being a firstborn, how many are firstborns here? How many are firstborns? You find that you just get this role of being the deputy parent, which I am. And I was laughing yesterday. My brother would WhatsApp me, says he was telling me what is happening at work. He's in trouble and all that. He says, "No, I'm just letting you know so that you're aware." So when they are in trouble, I get to know, but when they are happy, they don't tell me. So I see Laura, yes. So that thing, taking the load, has used to affect me. Those who I've worked with, they'll know that I used to put a pillow in my back, and then I'll be moody. And I know people say I smile better now. That means I'm healing. But those who know me, they say I used to be scary. I was unapproachable, so my face will just be too serious, and they feel like I'll just be lashing on them. But it was all the heavy load that I've carried. Because even when I started working, I took it upon myself because I'm a deputy parent. I said I'm gonna extend my grandmother's home because I live there, and I know most of you, some will relate to that story. And instead of me buying my car and whatever, I just said I'm gonna take it. But there's uncles, there's aunts who are living there, but I took that because it was something which just came with being a firstborn. And also that affected me. I suffered a lot of depression. So if you go to my personal Facebook, that's why I don't delete those photos, just to show my transformation. So you'll see back then in my 30s, I look 60. People say I look 38 now, so I'm used to that new trademark. But it just showed on my face on how I looked and all that, so that the weight of you trying to fit in, you trying to make the decisions and all that does affect one. So that's me when I was still young. The full photo has got me playing with marbles. I'm not sure if I ate some. This means my parents were very brave to leave me with marbles to play with and all that. So with that, I learned to betray myself. So until the time when I was planning to resign, which it took me 3 years, that is when I turned 37, I started working on my exit to follow my passion of coaching. But with that, I was just saying, I'm tired of taking care of everyone. I need to take care of myself. And as I said, go to my Facebook, you'll see those photos just to see the change, to show that you can change, you can transform, but it's something that you have to do consistently. So with me feeling betrayed and being God in people's lives, how many can relate to this? Just raise your hand, or you can just type, just who can relate to this, to my story? Yes, Maggie, yes, and Mampaka. Who else? I see, and Laura and Sbusisi. You're welcome, Sbusisi. Where are you dialing from? And Mam Tembu, so welcome. So Mpangen is here, so I'm not alone. I feel better now because he's here. Because who else? So that is normal, but now we need to take care of ourselves, because we don't want to retire when we are 80, because we're still gonna live longer, because we've got so much resilience. So we really need to start taking care of ourselves, because even at the moment there's also challenges with the food that we eat. It's not the same like what we eat when we were growing up. We're eating pap and mazambani and we never gained weight. We only had 7 colors, mostly on Christmas or once a month, and we were so healthy. But nowadays, whatever we cook, we don't even have time to eat, don't have time to do things. So that is why we really need to start looking at the area of our lives. So if you look at the wheel of life, which I didn't put in here, so today we're looking at your relationship with yourself. Others, it is, with that being said, how would you rate your relationship with yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being non-existent, 10 being exceptional. So just do that. Just type there as well. Habo, yes, you can feel, resonate with my story. So the dilemma of being a strong one is that you suffer from burnout. I suffered from that many times, and even this year in January, I think most people, they'll say I don't do much this year. I am, but I'm quite strategic as well. Weekends, I'm no longer working unless it's a speaking engagement or there's an event I'm doing, so that I rest. Because in January, I was sick. I was in hospital. I didn't put it on my social media because I know people were going to panic. So, yeah, so it's the burnout. But the burnout is, it comes back to you taking care of yourself. Because we firstborns, those who are the strong ones, we take care of everyone, but we need to continue unlearning those techniques. So you feel resentment and you feel invisible. Even when you are around people, you still feel lonely. You go like, oops, I'm really bored, I'm lonely. And you fear letting go. And that one, if you have got it, we need to do one of my techniques, the fear. We need to resolve the fear to understand where it's coming from. And also struggling to receive support, like somebody when they say they want to give you help, you question it, you don't want to receive it. So you need to learn to accept, because even that not receiving support, it comes back to money, and you find that there's no money. Money is there, but when you don't want to receive, and money might be coming with someone who's there, who's your destiny helper, whom you have been fasting and praying, and you say no because you're not used to receive. So all you can do in terms of that is to develop the discernment to understand where is that help coming from. So just be mindful of that. Thank you guys for sharing. So we think like if we don't take care of people, things will fall apart. And one of the things that I want you to ask yourself, let's say today it's your last day and you leave Earth, you take your last breath. What do you think is going to happen to those people? Most of the time you find that yes, there'll be mourning, there'll be grief. Those who are really close to you, they'll go through the grief the most. But after that, after tears, people move on. How many people still go and visit the grave of their loved ones? You put a date and say, I'll go and visit. So ask yourself, as you're continuing to being God in people's life and not taking care of yourself, what is the cost of doing that? What is it costing you? Could be costing you spending time with your kids. Do your kids know you? Do you know them? I know nowadays there's social media and you find that our kids are on their phones. They say hello and then they're on TikTok. Do you know what they are watching? So those are the things that we need to be mindful of. So with this slide, which costs resonate with you? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can choose which costs resonate with you. Is it burnout and exhaustion? And then I'll give you tips on what you can do in terms of those, and other slides will show what else you can do. Okay, there's 2 and 5. Burnout, yes. Burnout, you'll feel pains in your body and you go to the doctor, they do tests, they say they find nothing. Because what happens because at times we don't listen to our body. So when the body starts aching, you go to the doctor and the doctor says you need rest, even you don't need medication. Yes, Homoto, you can unmute. Homoto, you can unmute. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 4. I'm not sure if Homoto you can hear me, or you can type if you can unmute. Okay, so this comes back to saying that you cannot give from an empty cup, because normally, because we've been conditioned through, you'll see the causes on the next slide. Yes, Homoto? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so you'll see the root causes. Let me just leave that one. So you cannot give from an empty cup. And being selfish, I'd like us to use a new word, being self-full. it's sustainable. But being self, and it's sustainable, and it's something that you can start doing. You need to fill up your cup, then you're able to give. Because what we tend to do is say, yes, I'm pouring from other people. But if you were to reflect and you become honest with yourself and you say, today I was really tired, I was moody, I was angry, I was triggered, but I was pouring to others. Are you aware that you were pouring your moodiness to other people? When I say no, I gave it my all. So we need to be mindful of how we impact other people, because we are all energetically connected. That's why when you enter a room, when somebody is angry or sad, you can see it. When somebody's smiling, you can just smile, all of you, because we relate to one another. So next time when you're giving, ask yourself, as much as you're giving, what is the need that you are trying to fulfill for yourself by trying to give to those people? Because all of us, we've got our own hidden agendas, and they happen subconsciously, and you are not aware because of our condition. So ask yourself next time when you're pouring from an empty cup, what is the need that you're supposed to give yourself first before you give it to others? So when you fulfill that thing, you feel also complete, you feel much better as well. And also remember, we become strong to survive, but no one taught us how to rest. So today we're going to learn how to rest, and we're going to learn tools on what you can do. Any questions? Is it making sense? So Mrs. says, we're raised to believe that selfish people are bad people. You must give of yourself that makes you happy. I think something, thank you for sharing that. I think something that we need to ask ourselves is always, I think I understand most of us are analytical. Next time when somebody asks you something, comes back to stats, if you have done statistics, test that theory and say, is it relevant? And also test it with your own mind, body, and spirit, and say, does this resonate with you? And if you are someone who has built up their intuition, you can feel it from your gut that this doesn't resonate with you. Because at times we impose our fears to other people. Like someone, let's say they started a business and it didn't go well. They don't tell you what they didn't do, what were the things that didn't go well, what things went well, because as much as the business didn't go well, there were things which went well. And they didn't tell you everything. And business is quite dynamic. You cannot run it without a coach, you cannot run it without a therapist, you cannot run it without a psychologist, because that is where you learn to be yourself. And you need mentors, you need your support, you need your cheerleaders. So you need to ask that person, when they give you that feedback, they need to tell you from what is the base of their conclusion, so that they don't impose on you. The thing that they can do, they could say, yes, mine failed, this is what happened, and I realized these are the things that I didn't do. So we need to be mindful of the info that we take. And you might find that when you need to open the business, but because Mashudu said has failed and whatever, when you just say it's gonna fail, but you don't know what is the support system that you are gonna have. Because now I'll tell you, you're supposed to have this, and then you go and find those people to help you in terms of navigating that. So that is why we need to question what we hear as well. And your intuition will tell you. If you don't know, you need to practice to be able to discern, to be able to trust your intuition, because it's your superpower that you have in this world. Okay, so the question is the roots why we become the strong one. Basically comes from early responsibilities, and also because of society. Most of the families, I know I'm in KZN, and most of them they are child-headed families, and I know in other provinces as well. And because the parents are late or they are not there, they are working shifts because they need to take care. And now with the fuel price going up, the increases are little, 5% to 7%, it does nothing. And the war in America, because it affects all of us. So there's that early responsibility that the first child start having, and you become a person who's parent, you go through what we call parentification. So you start taking responsibilities of others. I remember for me, I started parentification myself when I was 14. I made a decision when I was 14. I said, I'm going to take care of myself. This is coming because I grew up in Soweto. I used to see how men treat women, how uncles will beat their wives and the girls and whatever. And then I said, I'll never depend on a man. I need to go to school and be able to take care of myself. Because watching GBV, because then we didn't know it was GBV, we just thought it was just normal fights. And what things, so those are that, after that I just made that decision. So you don't have to write it down on the comment for me, but I'd like you to acknowledge, when did you start being a parent yourself, taking care of everyone? And you realize that this, you might even write a book, and this might be some seed of opening your mind to go and heal others. Because I say, if you attend my classes, you're not attending for yourself. You need to help everyone who's in your surroundings. So just note down, when did you start being a parent? What age? Because it's quite important. And with that being said, just write it. And when one of the homeworks is to say, what were my decisions, what were my vows when I did that? Because it's important. You see, when you have written that, when you look at your life now, it goes with that script that you have written. But today, yeah, writing it down and able to see. So I'll just give you a minute, just write down, when did you start parenting yourself and everyone? Are you able to write that, or am I triggering you? I see funny faces. Triggered and writing, it's important because you find that most of our problems just emanates from that decision we made a long time ago. And part of healing is awareness. When you're aware of something, it's easier to heal. If you're not aware of it, it's null and void. That is why with my work, before we can do techniques, we need to understand the root cause. Then it's easier to start taming your ego, which has been running the show all of your life. I'm writing and triggered. Okay, I trust you have written that, because that is your love letter in terms of your change. So do that work, you'll see. And maybe once a week, go back to that question, you'll see you start unwrapping, opening up things that you're not aware of, and your subconscious mind will help you with that. But it depends on when you start writing and say, I'm ready to understand things that I've made decision on that are impacting me, and the moment I understand, I know I'll get the help to be able to change. Okay. And then the other root cause is emotional neglect, where as much, this one comes back to mother wound and father wound. We can have parents being present, physically present, but if they were emotionally unavailable for us, it impacts us as well. Then we start making our own decisions and say, I'm gonna do things for myself, which is what the strong ones do. When somebody have asked them before and they don't do it, and the second time you think twice, I might as well do it myself. But we need to start also unlearning that and trusting people. I found that person that day, they were having a bad mood and they were not okay. And then the other one is the conditional love that we didn't get. And also being strong became our identity. The traumas that we experienced them from the time we were still in the womb. Even now we still have got the trauma of fuel now at the moment. We were suffering from electricity. I know there are places where they still have got issues. So there's different types of traumas. There's primary, secondary, and also there's national, there's the universe. So we are never short of trauma. That is why when we are not okay, we go to those who are knowledgeable to help us, because you can go and vent to your friends and your family and all that, and at times you go like they don't listen, because I find that they don't have the capacity to help you as well. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to them, but if something is so deep that it's impacting you, go and find help, and there is help that you will find. Any questions on the root cause? Does it make sense to you? Do you resonate? That's so deep. That one is a big conundrum. Yeah, so that also comes to family dynamics on how things were done as well. It will take another lesson to unpack. But if you want to chat about it, you're welcome to unpack it as well. But also you need to speak out. At times we just tolerate things and we don't express ourselves. So one day you just need to lose it. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter and I was still working at the mine, and I was working on a project which I was busy doing improvement, and I used my pregnancy hormones to lose it, and I knew I was just using my excuse of saying I'm pregnant, my hormones. So at times we need to do that. We need to just shake up things. Even when you're somebody you can see they're about to die, they bring those, I don't know if we've got doctors or nurses here, those things that they put in your chest we need to do that at times. You need just to lose it as well, but in a respectful way as well. So Homoto says, I became a parent at the age of 12, that my mom doesn't want anything to do with me. She wanted me to stay with my grandma. Okay. So Homoto, what you're talking about, it's a childhood wound. You might find that there were issues in terms of when you were conceived, there was drama, which at times our parents, they don't tell us. And then you find that our mom rejects us because they were also ill-treated as well, which is, if you attend one of my classes when we deal the mother wound, I go deeper to share my story on mother wound. You might find that might have happened, but our parents then, they didn't have the courage of talking. Like for us, we're the generation who can go and challenge things and do the healing. So it could be that. So So you need to learn to reparent yourself, but you cannot do that unless you understand the whole thing. And also there are techniques in terms of that, which if you need deeper help, I can help you as well. So I know as much as you say she hates you, but she loves you in her own way. So, and also your life, if you don't heal and forgive your mother or your dad, it affects all areas of your life. And testimony to that, those who were attending my classes last year, they know I was working to heal my father wound, because it also affected my digestive system, because I had silent anger, which most of us have, and silent anger affects your your liver and also your colon. And you know your colon is there to remove crap, the crap. But now is that you're so consumed with that anger of my father resenting me. So that's why I say I've got many names and I've got identity issues which I am healing, and the book will come. So it affects your physiology as well. That's why you need to make sure you work on yourself. You go and find help, because if you've got kids, they still need you. And your mom doesn't know what she's doing. They don't have the knowledge that we have. So I beg, please do the healing. The sound is quite soft. Am I fine now? So when I become emotional, I become too soft. Apologies. Am I fine now, Tsecho? Okay. So I trust that makes sense. So Mampak, I'm now real that I'm unable to not parent my 33-year-old brother because I started parenting. Yes, you need to let go. You need to let go. You need to let go, because what we do as firstborns, that is why we're women, and men need to step into their role. So if we continue parenting them as siblings, we are demasculating them. That's why their relationships with other, whether it's a straight relationship or any relationship, it affects them because they are not able to man up. That is why you go to social media and we see women bashing men, whatever, and unless you understand the root cause, that is why we need to be mindful of what we write, because you don't know what the conditioning that has happened to that person. So that is what has happened, because when we grew up, men they were working in the mines, they were not there. So we had to step into our masculine energy and running the whole thing. And it's rare that we step into our feminine, and our feminine will bring peace. That is why we are so sick. So when you start healing and also balancing the feminine, and the things will get better. You can use your masculine energy to lead, to negotiate, to go, to do other things. But when you're on override, you even forget the beauty and the greatness that is within you as well. Is it making sense, Mampak? Yeah, so I would suggest guys come to our classes. I've got the Audacious and Align class that I do once a month. It's a group coaching, so I go deeper. Most who are here, they'll tell you, even Joiki will tell you, we go deeper to understand, because my role is to make you to understand so that we heal. So that when you heal your family and you can see those who are around you, the 100 people who are around you, they start healing as well. And when you heal, you can't force people to heal, so they need to see the change within you. So one thing that I want to emphasize today is that strength is not silence. That is why I say go and speak up your mind, because one day you're going to say it in a bad way, and there might be killing, there might be, because at the moment people are so impatient. You have seen how much killings are happening out there, and violence is so high. So that is why you have to practice. If you are scared, just practice what you're gonna say. So the third time when you say it, it becomes polite. So go to the mirror and practice what you wanted to say to someone. And there's a technique called by Simon Sinek is called the FBI. So you share how you're feeling. You share to someone, because all these times you've been quiet because of someone's behavior. So next time in something it's irritating, you need to say what happened that day, not the past, because some people we find that they don't even remember. So you say what their action, how it made you feel, their belief and the impact on you. So it's similar to, let's say, your partner. You're married and your partner comes back at 3 a.m. and you have been fighting. You're in this 3-year marriage and you've been screaming, you don't know what to do, because it's the same thing, comes back at 3. So the question is, you haven't been telling him the diamond or her the diamond, what is the issue. So you've been saying, hey, I hate it when you come back late. So you need to say, I don't like it when you come back late because it impacts us. We are unable to sleep, me and the kids, because we are worried about your safety. Because when something happens to you, I'll be the only one taking care of the kids, and the kids will also need you, and we really need you as well. And you will all be impacted if something happens to you. So do you understand the FBI? You're saying their behavior, how you feel about it, and the impact. So if you continue shouting, we have been conditioned to switch off. But if you say it, you don't wait for the person to give you feedback, because what I just did, I made sure I connect the heart and the mind. Because you need to tell the people, you need to look for the diamond, why you're doing that. And most of us, we're not trained. We're trained to do maths and everything, but we're not trained to articulate our emotions, to regulate our emotions. So strength is not self-sacrifice. It's not carrying everything alone. Because if you continue carrying, and I would like you, if you haven't done the full blood test for this year, the full one, take a day off, go to your doctor and check. If you're above 40, this is non-negotiable. Go and see, go to your doctor, check everything, pap smear, mammogram, your insulin, your thyroid. And you realize, because most diseases, if you there's a book, You Can Heal Yourself, Louise Hayes. It will tell you the pain that you're feeling, what is it associated with grief. Like if you've got pain in your shoulders, it means there's lack of support, there's lack of financial support and all that. So go and do those tests. They are so important. Then you are able to plan, because trying to being God and you don't know where you stand in terms of your health, that is suicide. You need to do something about it. So today we need to learn a new belief of saying true strength is allowing myself to be supported. I'd like you just to repeat this. I'm gonna put my phone on a timer for at least a minute. I'd like you to recite it to yourself. You don't have to unmute. And also just notice as you're saying this, what is happening to your body. There might be resistance. You might feel like you're choking. Just check where there's tenseness in your body. So just say, true strength is allowing myself to be supported. So say that for at least a minute. I've started the timer. Okay, so how did it feel to say that? You can unmute or you can type. Hello. There is a low impact lump on my throat. Okay, thank you for sharing. So you really need to express yourself a lot. So if you're scared, what I would challenge you to do is take your phone, because all of us have got phone, and you record yourself. If you have to swear, you wanted to swear to that person or whatever, just do it. But don't send it to them, so that you release whatever you wanted to say and you feel that release. Tongue tied at first, and I was easy to repeat afterwards. Thank you. Others, how are you feeling? It was difficult at first, but after the third time I felt some kind of relief. Yes, so write it down, guys. Say it again as well before you sleep, because what you're doing by me allowing you to do that, you're creating new neurons. You're creating neural path in your system. So if you mention it for at least for 21 days, it becomes part of you, because anything that you do for more than 21 days becomes a habit. And it's easy as well to change a habit. You have to do something new for 21 days. That is how you program your subconscious mind. Okay. Start hearing it first, then the words started flowing. Yes, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Okay, so thank you, Shelly. Start on. So it's important we start doing this, because we're so used to controlling people's life. We need to start controlling ours and take ownership. And it's not easy to learn something new, but the moment if you are consistent, there'll be changes. Others, how are you feeling? What did you feel? Because what I've just asked you to do, your body gives you feedback all the time, and we never listen. So you need to learn to listen to your body, because it never lies. That's why when you want to find the truth from someone, they do a lie detector test. It's either they will check the eyes or the hands, because the body never lies. Heart palpitations. So if you're still feeling that, can you just breathe? Are you still feeling palpitations, Kateko? If you are, I'd like you to breathe. You take a deep breath for 4. On a count of 4, you breathe in, and you hold your breath for a count of 6, and you breathe out for a count of 8. So you breathe out longer. Just concentrate on your heart. So imagine you're breathing through the heart. And drink water if you have water as well. Just continue to do it for at least a minute, because that is where you have stored doubting yourself, because we store our emotions in our body. So our subconscious mind is anywhere in our body. So I just already, Nkateko has made me to come through. So for me, what has worked is the body wisdom, which I'm just giving to you, is to check where you're feeling, and the body never lies. And to breathe, because breath is the first thing that you received when you came here on earth, and is the last thing that you leave on earth. So I've done breath foundation course, so that's why most of my coaching is a lot of breath work, because when we calm our vagus nerve, our nervous system, and also our parasympathetic system, we're able to relax our body, because we're always in a fight and flight mode. So breathing helps you to say, the body already says, okay, I feel safe now. So breathing says to your body, you feel safe. So today I want to say you matter, and your body knows before your mind. That's why I say, when you're saying that, tell me what your body is saying. So Khomotso says, I forgot a lot, and when I talk, I repeat words many times. When I'm around people, I get irritated. So my homework for you, Khomotso, with the irritation. So you're gonna find time, at least 10 to 30 minutes, and you say, how is this irritation related to my childhood? So do the breathing that I was giving to Nkateko, and when you're calm, you take a pen and you start writing. You'll be so amazed with what is going to come out. That is the awareness you're creating. Then after that, it's easier to do. So irritation, it means something. So I would like you to go deep and say, how is that related to my childhood? How is this behavior related to my childhood? So breathwork creates stimulus and response to your system. So I'd like us to do something as well. So you're gonna inhale. As you're inhaling, you say, I am here. So take a deep breath and say, I am here. You don't have to unmute, and just check where, because sometimes if you're not used to something, your body says you're mad, and listen to that voice. I am here. So as you exhale and you say, I release what is not mine. So I'm gonna give you another minute to do that. You're gonna feel amazing. So this is another thing you can do in the morning and also in the evening, so that you sleep much better. So you can take a screenshot of this one. So just inhale, say, I am here. So you're taking ownership of the space you're in, and I release what is not mine. Okay, so you can stop. Just quickly, just write in your notebook. You don't have to put it on the comment. What are you feeling quickly? What are you feeling? What happened when you were doing that? I'll just give you 20 seconds. Okay, I trust you are learning that your body speaks to you, and if you give it attention, you get a lot of information. Because if you follow the Bible, says, be still and go within, and you can hear your higher self and whoever you believe in when you're still. So this slide shows other practical tools that you can do as well, is to pause and feel. So before fixing everything, so you can take a screenshot of this one, is what do I need right now? Before you fix anything, before you go and save people. Because I did ask, when you try to help people, you need to ask yourself first, are you doing it from love? or are you doing it from obligation, or are you self-betraying yourself? So how you can start questioning that is you ask yourself, what do I need right now? Then you give it to yourself, then you're able to give others what you want to help them with. And then as well is to be a master of boundaries. Say you'll get back to, you say I'll get back to you instead of saying yes. Because when you say yes, so you need to check yourself. And one of my famous things to say is that no is a full sentence. So just say no is a full sentence now and check where are you feeling that resistance. No is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. You see, you might feel it somewhere in your body because you are not used to it, because you are used to not being yourself. And also if you want to help someone, ask yourself, are you self-betraying yourself, or this is coming from love? So it's important you check that. And then you journal. So daily we need to journal, because as women we go through so much in one day. Others tell us their stories. You go and fill up the car, you hear stories, you go, you stand in the grocery shop, you're going to pay, there's always story. You're on your social media, there's always stories. But it's important that you journal. And another thing in terms of journaling that it's not written here, every month just write a letter to yourself of what went well, what didn't go well, what were the lessons, how did you level up. And then do it for the whole year. And in December on the 31st, before you hit the crickets and all that, read the shift that has happened to you. Because at times we don't have time to articulate and be appreciative of saying, today we are alive, today we are here, and we need to be grateful just even being here. There are people who are in ICU at the moment and they are not okay. And coming back to your health is important. Know your blood pressure, guys, because you might end up in ICU if you are not managing your stress, if you are not managing the challenges. So check your physical health is important. And also learn to receive and ask for help. Start asking for help. So once a month, as you are cultivating this new skill, go and ask for help without feeling guilty. And if you are feeling guilty, you need to come. I'll do an NLP technique on you to understand where does that guilt come from. Did you take it from your mom, from the womb, or it was the first 24 hours of birth, or the first 7 years of your life? Because most of the people, you might find that somebody who's 30 and they haven't worked on themselves, on their wounds. You find that when they get triggered, you're dealing with a 5-year-old. Most people are 5-year-olds or 8-year-olds, but in adult bodies. That is why you need to be mindful you don't judge people. When they start acting up, just say, this person, they are in their childhood and they don't know what they are doing. That's why it's important you don't take what people do personally, because it will impact your health. Okay, any questions on this one? Joyki says, I'm shivering, and it continued until time was up. Joyki, you need to do that work. So I've done my work. I've triggered people, so the subconscious mind is being rewired bit by bit. So breathe, Joyki, if you're still feeling that shiver. I only saw this comment now. So another thing that you also need to do, which is quite important, is the daily love revolution. I'm almost done. Is to have a morning routine, because this is so important. As much as your phone wakes you up, you need to put it away and have a check-in with yourself. It's either you pray, it's either you do praise, you walk around, but have that CEO meeting with yourself and ask yourself, what do you need? And also have boundaries. Say no to others. Being able to say no and be able to and believe it and say yes. So if you are struggling with this one, where you brush your teeth this evening and tomorrow, just start saying no, 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 no. You'll be so surprised. I know you feel like it's childish, but as you're doing that, just check where you're feeling the tension, because that is where you've stored the resistance. And have self dates with yourself. I had one today after gym. I had my lunch and my tea, and I was just speaking to myself. It felt so good. So have a self date with yourself, and also love yourself, and develop a self-care toolkit that you'll see your life will be different. So that is important. Any questions on this one? Okay, so as we're about to finish, I'd like you, if you don't want to close your eyes, just focus on a point. Just find a stationery, so make sure you are focused, and you just breathe. And when you feel relaxed, and you imagine a version of you who doesn't have to be strong all the time. So imagine a version of you. Thank you, CD. Bye-bye. You'll get a recording. So imagine a version of you who doesn't have to be strong all the time. Just, you can close your eyes, but just if they're not closed, just focus on something. We're just left with 2 slides, guys. We'll be done. What does she feel? And what does she need? So when you close your eyes, you're able to tap to yourself, and you'll be surprised. And whatever is coming up, I'd like you to verbalize it so that all your senses can hear this new information. What does a version of you who doesn't have to be strong all the time, what does she feel? And then when you're ready, just open and just note what is happening to you after saying that. Yes. So also just take a photo of this, and before the end of the week, do this again and see what different feedback you get. Because the work you have to do is you talking to yourself most of the time, and having someone like a coach helping you to channel you to have that uncomfortable discussions with yourself. Yes, you need Mom Parker, you need emotional support. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you love. Yes, it is very deep. So with that being said, I just wanted to share with the work that I do, the clients, there's testimonies that clients have had, what I trust even today, because today you're in a class, Jake will say I was running one of the self-mastery classes today. Yeah, so today you are in a class. So I've helped, Enabler Solutions and myself have helped other people to start their transformation and healing journey. And also I was giving you already what you can start doing. So do that work that I've given you. And then when you're ready to work either with me or any other coach, you need to do the work. You cannot run away from yourself. This is not the time, because when you heal 15 generations before you and 15 generations coming, because you know the sins of the fathers, they'll be paid by the coming generations. So fix those karmic debts, fix those wounds, fix the traumas, and you see your kids, and you say, my kids can't come, because we're energetically connected. Your kids will start healing. You see that there'll be a change in your home as well. Okay. Have a heavy load off my shoulders. Yes, Tandiwe, welcome. You do introduce yourself. So the other slide just shows you the 12 weeks relationship course that I run, but I can send you more info, the testimonials of how people have done. So with that being said, as we end, if this spoke to you, it's because a part of you is ready to be held, supported, and seen, not just strong. And I'm here to hold your hand. So what you can do when you're ready, not when somebody says go and see a therapist or coach, when you're ready, when you've made the decision, you can book a discovery session, then I can share how I can help you, or you can join the 12 weeks relationship course. Here we go deeper. We look at the mother wound, father wound, self-harm. In 8 weeks, we are fixing you as well. You learn on boundaries as well. Or what you can do is to join the Audacious and Aligned Circle. So this is, I do group coaching once a month. Last year it used to be 2 on weekends, so it has been reduced to once a month. So we'll be focusing on the cost of being authentic, because we are never authentic. And what are the consequences of not being authentic with yourself? So this is a monthly group coaching. If you're interested, do let me know. Or if you're interested, you don't want to be in a group, you can do individual coaching. So those are the options that I have. So if you're ready to, but all I'm asking for you is, even if you don't work with me, find someone you resonate with and do the work. Because today I know I triggered you. Whatever I triggered you, go and fix it. Find help. Find help. You realize that whatever you're experiencing, you need to break. There was that show which was saying umkoka. You need to break that umkoka, whatever it is, but you need to break it. That generational curse, and it's in your hands, and that is why you came here as well. So thank you so much. So today, as we close, you didn't know then, you do now. So start wherever you are. Those of that I've given them homework, do it. You'll see, you won't be the same. And take one small action today, because your future self and the future generations and your family, because when you start healing, you start learning to be happy. As much as you're gonna cry, because healing is peeling an onion and you're looking for that diamond in the onion. So your healing journey begins with a simple step forward. So make that decision, whatever it is for you. And let's connect. If you don't have my WhatsApp number, you can scan that now. You can scan the slide and it will take you to the 060. So let's connect and begin. Any questions? With that, can you also share what was your takeaway for today? What was that thing that was the aha moment for today? As you are typing, I'll be reading the comments. Those who need to leave, they can. I'm still here though. Cabo, thanks for the session. Please share. Yes, the recording will be emailed to you guys tonight. I'm a firstborn. I've been looking after my family with my mother. Homoto, we relate. So me and you, I always attract who I am. You realize whoever you are in with, you've got some similar wounds. Yes, you feel lonely and lost. I understand. So decide when you're ready to work with me or anyone, please do it, because you need to heal. And being alive, it's a privilege, and we never understand it because we are so wrapped up in with our traumas and the dramas. We don't see the beauty and the abundance that is there. But when you have healed, you start seeing it. Opportunities you start seeing them. So please do that. Do something. Homotso. Yes, Shelly. Yes, we are so scared to face ourselves. That's so true. Thank you, Shelly, for sharing that. We are so scared because that's why we want to go and help control other people, but we are so scared to sit with ourselves. At first, it's scary, but the moment you start doing it, it becomes easier. Anyone else? What is your key takeaway or any questions?
Good evening, ladies.
Hi, Tandiwe.
How are you?
I'm okay. Good to hear from
Good
you.
to connect. In a long time, I guess. I started, I think I started when you were on why we become the strong one and where we had to write why did we start parenting ourselves. And that triggered something that I never thought about for the rest of my life. It's the first time that I thought about it for the first time on early responsibilities. And now, what came to my mind as I was writing down why did I start parenting myself? I've realized that what I noted down, that's what created everything that's happening right now as an adult, where you want to carry everyone, where you want to babysit people, where you want to, even at work or at home, you want to just carry everything alone and you hardly ask for assistance because you feel you are strong. And that started with the early responsibilities that I had, but I never really took them as early responsibilities. But you triggered something that happened when I was, I think, still in primary, standard 4, standard 5, and again, beginning of high school. I only thought about it now that I was actually looking after my younger sister. And not to say that my mom and dad were not there, but because they were always at work. And you start at that age that you come back from school, you open the house, you locked actually going to school, come back, you open the house, you make sure the house is clean. But at that age, you are still a minor child, but you're not realizing that. So you start there. Now, once you are grown, as I'm a grown woman, the behavior is the same. And you wanna do that at work. Whether it's different departments, you want to babysit everybody and tell them how to do things and why they should do them. You become, even at the same time, you are the strong one helping everybody. But when you look deeply into it, it's as if now you are even controlling. So that's kind of the takeaway, where I'll still be noting down the early responsibilities and trying to look into what really happened here for me to be behaving the way I am, wanting to be the strong one always and caring everybody, whether be family, be at work and all that, even at my house. Thank you for today's session.
Thank you, Tandiwe, for sharing. I think you spoke for most of the ladies who are here who couldn't even speak up for themselves. Thank you. So continue having that journaling. You'll be so surprised, ladies, when you do that, how powerful. And remember, with this work, you didn't know better. Even today, you're going to start blaming yourself and saying, oh, I wish you didn't know. But today, because you came to this session, your whole psyche was ready to listen to this. It was ready to be triggered and say, I'm ready to work. So be compassionate with yourself, hug yourself and say, I didn't know better, and now I know and I love myself. Self-compassion is the key, is the foundation of healing. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Chiviwa.
Yeah, for me, I think the takeout from this session was the slide where you said we should speak out that I'm here and I release what is not mine. There's not that. It's back. Yes, this one. To say that you must say it. And the one statement that really got my attention is the releasing what is not mine. I think that statement itself, to me, it tells me that it allows me to know how to let go of things, because when you release what is not yours, you easily let go of things that you are struggling to let go of. So that statement itself really was something that I didn't really I am learning to let go, but I feel like with this statement now it will help me to release every day. If I can exercise this every day, I know that I'll get there. So this slide itself. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you so much for sharing and coming through. So, ladies, I've given you tools, enough tools. So go and use them. You'll have the recording. You can play it and cry if you have to cry, because you need to release those emotions. You need to release the silent anger, because silent anger affects your liver, your what is it? Everything around your digestive system. Then you start taking pills, and you see even the pills, they're not working because you haven't healed the emotional part of it. That is why when we heal, we look at you heal emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, physically, and mentally. So that is why even when you go to gym, you say you're going to lose weight. Normally weight is because there are things that you're numbing. You'll eat to numb, but you haven't addressed the root cause. Maybe the root cause is that you are strong enough, no one cares about you. So you start eating because you don't know how to process your emotions. And normally when we gain weight, it's our body saying you want an extra cover. So having the extra covers that people shouldn't look at me. So you need to get to the root bottom of anything. So whatever is happening in your life, look at it spiritually, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and you'll be able to heal. You don't heal in isolation, because we're not just isolation. We are a whole full being, which is very, even if humans understood how the body works, we'll have cures for all the diseases, because it just shows we are special, we're different. And it will take years to understand fully each person. So remember, you are a gift, you are special. Okay. Okay, any other comments or questions? So with that, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. But some, they didn't write what were their key takeaways, but it's okay. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. So yes, Joyki, we've got a class next month. Yes.
Coach Masudu,
Yes, Chandiwe.
can I please talk to you?
Okay, let me stop the
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.